Hey, how you doing? It's Spencer from My Tennessee Home Solution. Been talking to a lot of people recently about their tenant-occupied properties, and just kind of some of the stuff about mortgages, and being a good landlord, just kind of talking through some of those issues. So I thought I'd do a quick 2-3 minute video and just kind of cover some of the highlights, save you guys the trouble, and hopefully pass on some good information. So the first one people usually is we'll just kind of talk about stuff when they're either having some trouble paying the mortgage, either having trouble paying or they're just kind of like a hard time, maybe renting the property or, managing it properly. So the big stuff, so how to avoid having that trouble paying your mortgage, right? So first thing you want to do, right, always keep that property full, right? You got to make sure you're screening your tenants, making sure that you've got, whenever possible, long-term tenants, right? And you got to maintain that relationship. Long-term is always better than short-term, right? If you can get a year, 2-3 years for a tenant, in your lease agreement, hey, that's awesome, right? If your area is stable, if rents are stable, then long-term is not a bad idea at all. If anything, it's better off because you know that you're going to have that property full for that duration of time, right? 6 months, shorter, like that's fine too. Just a lot of it, right, is situation dependent. If it's a travel nurse contract, it's going to be 3 months. If it's going to be a teacher, coming through a teacher for the school year, probably about a year. If you're in Clarksville and it's a soldier coming into Fort Campbell, right, you could go anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 years. So something to keep in mind there too, right? But you want to focus too, right? You want to be a good landlord, right? It's sure you own the property and they're your tenant, but you need to maintain that relationship, right? When you sign a lease together, right, you're making an agreement. You're committing to that tenant as much as they are to you. So you need to make sure that you're maintaining that relationship and you're contributing to it. If you say that, hey, I'm going to pay all utilities, then make sure all utilities are paid, in a timely manner, right? Because the last thing you want is your tenant having to call you on the second of every month and be like, hey Spencer, the power's not on, or the power got cut off because you forgot to pay the bill this month, right? Oh shoot, right? That's on you if that's in your agreement. Now, on the same way, you got to hold your tenants accountable to their portion. If they say they're going to pay you full rent every month on the first, then you should expect your full rent amount on the first, right? You're not saying, oh, okay, maybe this month wait till the 5th, or well, this month you can do half now, half later, right? You guys made an agreement, you both committed to it, so hold to it. That'll kind of help alleviate most of the problems that I see with people, managing a tenant-occupied property. But sometimes, right, if it's too much trouble, if it's too much time, or you're just putting too much energy into it, maybe it's time to sell that property and move on to either a more profitable one, maybe one closer to you, maybe one in an area that's a little easier to manage, whether it's closer, maybe higher rent area, maybe lower rent area, and there's less work. Just kind of, whatever opportunities present to you is something you kind of got to sort out for yourself. Now, that being said, happy to give you advice, give you my take on it, whether it's talking about the rental market, what you should do with the property. But hey, if you want to, get rid of the property, or it's just too much to handle, or you got some pretty bad tenants because unfortunately they're out there, or maybe didn't catch some stuff in the screening process and now they're not wanting to leave and they're not fulfilling their part of their agreement. Just give me a call. You call our company number, I'll pick up. Catch up a little bit, and I can, absolutely give you any advice I can, and any help that we can give, whether it's advice or whether it's purchasing that property, taking that problem off your hands. I'm looking forward to connecting. I'm looking forward to answering your questions, kind of helping through some of these concerns. If you got questions or comments, always hit me up. All right, I'm looking forward to talking. Have a great one.